Hi and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to present a new series where I recommend Instagrammers to follow, especially photographers. And those people inspired me to take better pictures, and they are really great at what they're doing. Today I'm going to recommend the first one. It's a street photographer. He's called Schaller. And I recommend to follow him, and we're going to look at some shots of him and how he inspires me to take better pictures. So let's get right into it. This is his first shot. So the first shot is a lady in a coffee shop which is drinking coffee and working on her MacBook. You can see her drinking, and you can see the reflection on the right side, which is very nice. So it's a split image. And if you look closely, you notice that it's really perfectly framed because it's divided in half in the middle. And yeah, it's a very even and nice balanced shot, and it tells a little bit of a story. And I think that's very important in street photography. So you want to take a picture, and maybe every viewer can have a different story in their head if they're seeing the picture. In my head, for example, if I see this shot, there is the story of a young author which is writing her first book, and she's working in a coffee shop day and night. And yeah, this is a shot of her working on her book. And yeah, so you can make up any story right here. She could also be a lawyer and working in the coffee shop. So yeah, I think that's very important. It's a very nice picture, very even. And let's look at another one. This shot is very good in terms of photography. The subject, so the man walking with his phone in his hands, and in the background there's a dust cloud, and it's lit by a lamp in the back, and the dust separates the man from the background, and the phone illuminates his face, and it's a very pleasing to the eye. It's a great shot, and yeah, perfectly captured on the streets, I think, in London. The next shot, also a very great picture. The sun is shining through the windows, creating amazing lines on the ground, which creates leading lines. It leads the viewer into the image, and the two people are there, the one in the shadow and the other one in the sun. And yeah, it creates a shadow of a person too. It's an amazing picture, and it works with high contrast. So it's always black and white. Of course, he uses this, brings out the composition and the leading lines, and it focuses on the essentials of photography. The next shot is a woman going up stair. And you can see that the sun is hitting her head from behind. So her whole hair glows, and it looks very nice. And yeah, the backlight scenery is great. And she's turning and looking towards the photographer. An amazing moment, great captured, great work. The next shot is a woman in the subway. The doors are already closed, and also an amazing picture. There are many people, I guess, right there, because on the left side you can see a man, and on the right side I think there's another person. I don't know really if she is looking towards the camera or a little bit downwards, but an amazing picture, captured a great expression on her face, and really great work. The next shot, also a very nice one, high contrast picture. The woman is lit from above and behind her, because the wall bounces off the light from the top, and her head is lit, and also so her hair. And she's completely black because there's no light from the front, only from the back, and this creates an amazing picture. Only shadow is on the ground, from her dress, and yeah, it's an amazing picture. The next shot, also a great example for leading lines. So you see the left side going into the picture, and also the parking lots going towards her, and the light is shining on her, and everything else is completely dark. So it's in the middle of the night, I guess, and it's an amazing picture. And also the black and white on the sidewalk, the black and white sections look amazing. So it's a very nice picture. Next shot, also greatly captured moment. Sun is hitting the man from behind, creating an amazing shadow on the wall. And the man is looking towards the photographer, so towards Alan Schaller, and he's looking pretty skeptical. But it's an amazing shot. And the last one from Alan Schaller, which is one of my favorite shots. It's just the expression is the same on both faces. On the woman's face, she looks exactly the same, and a very great picture, amazing moment. So now I want to talk a little bit about street photography. I recommended Alan Schaller. You should look at his Instagram, check out his pictures, try to learn as much as possible about composition and lighting and how he uses it. And he uses a Leica camera. I don't know exactly which one he uses, but I know he loves 50mm lenses. So he uses for street photography most of the time 50mm lenses. And I have to say, I love my 35mm lens on my Leica, but on the Canon camera I use 50mm for street photography. So I also do street photography with my Canon 1DX. It's pretty big, so people look at you pretty weird, but there are always great moments if you take pictures of people. When they notice you, some of them look very angry, like the one in Alan Schaller's pictures. Some of them are just smiling and getting through their day. And what I do, what are my tips for street photography? So my set by default is I go out alone. I don't need other people when I take pictures. I use my headphones, so I have always my both headphones on, and you pretty much see me like this. I have my headphones on, I don't hear anything, and I go through crowded places, for example, and I pick up my camera and take pictures of people walking by, or I simply look on top of the camera, and there this is a manual focus lens, so I manually focus, and I just take a picture like that on down if I don't want it to be too obvious. But you get great results if you're shooting like this street photography, because you get reactions from the people who are taking pictures with. Of course, with a 35mm you have to go closer to them, and with a 50mm you have a little bit more distance. So I recommend for street photography a 50mm lens. It's the better choice for street photography in my opinion, but I also love the 35mm. You have to try it for yourself, which one you're more comfortable with. You have to get closer to get some shots. With the Philips 50mm lens, you can often be a little bit further away and get great shots. Yeah, and with that said, this was the first Instagram account I recommend. And I will do this every month, I think, or twice a month, where I recommend some of my favorite Instagrammers which have developed my style and which I look up to. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you guys in the next video. Bye.